Illustration number 5. For the calculation of interest and capital related illustration here, Jose and Krish are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:1. Their capitals at the end of the financial year 2015 and 16 were rupees 1,50,000 and 75,000. During the year 2015 and 16, Joe's drawings were rupees 20,000 and 5,000, which had been duly debited to partners' capital accounts. These were debited to the partners' capital account. Profit before charging interest on capital for the year 16,000. So profit before charging the interest on capital is 16,000 is given here. Krish had brought additional capital of rupees 16,000 on October 1, 2015. The additional capital is introduced only by Krish is given, which is 16. That too happened only on 1st October 2015. Calculate interest on capital at the rate of 12% per annum for the year 2015 and 16. Let's see here. So here the capital is for the year end. It's not year beginning. Interest will be calculated only based on the year beginning's value. So here it's year end's value given. So you have to bring it back to the year beginning. So what you usually do from the opening capital, you just add the interest on capital and net profit minus drawing plus additional capital, the same. We are going to work out the same model but in a reverse way to arrive the opening capital. So capital or opening capital. From that opening capital we add what? Net profit, and if any additional profit is there, so for the two partners I have two columns here. Add additional capital if any. I add this. After that deduct if there is any drawings. Okay, this is the process we do to find out the closing balance or closing capital. Closing capital. Now we have two partners, the capital being the opening one. I need the closing one, so I am going to work out in this way. This is for Jose and Krish. Jose and Krish. Okay. And then the value by the year end 31,316. 1,50,000 for Jose and 75,000 for Krish. 75,000 for Krish. And drawings by these two partners during the year 20 and 5,000. Drawings 20,000 and 5,000. Additional capital being 16,000 is for Krish. 16,000 is for Krish. Right. Profit before interest 16,000. This profit is shared to these two partners without providing for the interest on capital. They have not provided this one. They missed it. So that 16 should be distributed to these two in the ratio of 3:1. So 12,000 for Jose and 4,000 for Krish. 4,000 for Krish. This is how we can distribute. So I have just distributed. In a reverse calculation, I can arrive the opening capital. So plus means if you are going the reverse way, it becomes minus. So wherever there is a plus, it is minus. Wherever there is a minus, it's plus. So 1,50,000 plus 20, 1,70,000. And then of course nothing in the case of additional capital, so it remains same. And 170 rather than plus, as we are going the reverse, it should be directed. So 170 minus 12, 1,58,000 is the capital balance of Jose in the beginning. And in the case of Krish, 75,000 plus 5,000, 80,000, and this is minus 16, then it may be 64,000. Okay, 75 plus 5, 80, 80 minus 16. Okay, this is 54,000. Additional capital being 16. So 54,000 minus 4,000, 50,000 is the answer. 54, 60, 70. Let me check once again. Closing capital is 75. Okay, 60,000. This is 64,000. This is 60,000 rupees. Sorry. Okay, we got this value. Now we have to calculate the interest and capital for Jose at the rate of 12%. So Jose's case for the calculation of interest and capital. So in the case of Jose, he has invested 1,58,000. There is no any further additional capital. Sir, why not drawings? Sir, can we deduct the drawings? In this illustration, I assume the drawings against the profit will not be attracted for any interest calculations for the interest on drawings. So we have two ways. Unless specifically stated that interest in the drawings will not be eligible for the interest on drawings. Drawings against the capital, if such statement is given, automatically you have to deduct the drawings amount, and for the deducted value you have to calculate interest for the remaining period. That's how you can calculate, or you have to calculate interest on drawings and that value will be deductible from the interest on capital, the way how we have solved the previous illustration. Go and refer the previous illustration video. Here 1,58,000, I don't mind that interest calculation for the drawings. It is assumed that the drawings is nothing but drawings out of the profit. Drawings out of the capital means the partners could have invested capital which is more than the sufficient requirement for the business. So they are keeping entire capital unutilized or misutilized. Rather than keeping that capital seems to be excessively invested idly. So if you are using that idle, it's loss only. What you can do, you can return it back. So you are returning to the partners. So returning to the partners is nothing but withdrawal of these partners, which is called drawings against the capital. If it is drawings against the capital, of course, interest will be deductible from the interest on capital for such drawings. And anyhow, I am going to be getting some salary, commission, profit share because of being the partner of this firm by the year end. But for the entire year, I need to run my show, my business or my life. For that you need to get me some money. So I am periodically getting some money by way of drawings. This amount will be adjustable for the profit, or I am withdrawing my revenue expected to be earned in the year end slowly every period. That is called drawings against the profit. Drawings against the profit may not be carrying any interest unless specifically stated. It is not going to be adjusted in the capital account. So here only the capital and additional capital will attract that interest. So here 1,58,000 rupees invested by Jose. There is no any further investment carried by Jose. So you no need to calculate the interest subsequently. You can calculate interest only for the original value. So 1,58,000 rupees in rate of interest being 12% for the full year. For the full year, the value will be for 1,58,000 18,960. 18,960. I will depend on the calculator. Okay. And in the case of Krish, 1/4, the year beginning is 1/4/15. So year end is 31/3/16 means year beginning is 1/4/15. By the time the capital of Krish is 60. Okay, capital. And he introduces the additional capital on 1/10/15. This is introduced on 1/10/15. The capital rises by another 16. So from 1/10/15 we get additional capital of rupees 16,000. Year end is 31st March 16. So for the first one it is eligible for one full year's interest. So into 12/100. The value will be 12/100. So 60,000 into 12/100. Okay. The value will be 7,200. Okay, 16,000 into 12%, 7,000, 60,000 into 12%. Okay, 7,200. And for the next one into 12%, provided this is introduced only on 1st October, from 1st October to 31st March we have only 6 months. It will attract for 6 months period only. Okay, so the value will be 960. So Krish will be eligible for 8,160. So the overall interest on capital for these two partners put together will be 18,960 plus 8,160. The value will be 27,120. 27,120. But the net profit is only 16,000. The profit is not sufficient to pay off the interest. Okay, if the profit is zero or negative loss, the partners are not eligible for interest on capital. If the profit is sufficient enough to pay off that interest on capital, offer them. Okay, so if the profit is negative, okay, negative means loss. interest on capital will be nil. If sufficient profit we have offered them, if it is insufficient, so this is a situation where we have the profit, but that profit is not enough to pay off even the interest on capital. By the time your capital, interest on capital is restricted to the profit only, up to profit only given, up to profit only it is given. So how can we calculate then? You distribute this entire 16,000 in this ratio. Okay. So the person who is eligible for 18,960, this person is eligible for 8,160, but available is only 16. This 16,000 should be distributed in this ratio. That's a way you can follow. So Joe's case, interest on capital for Joe's case, interest on capital for Joe's case. Clear here? Overall profit is only 16 because the profit is insufficient. If the profit is insufficient, automatically the interest on capital we offer is restricted to the extent of profit available. If lost, nothing will be payable. Sufficient profit, no trouble in it. But insufficient case means that the entire interest on capital payable to these two will be restricted to the extent capital available, means profit available. So we have to share according to their own rights based on their own interest on capital, right? So 16,000, he is eligible for 18,960 out of overall value of 27,120. So the overall interest on capital payable for these two put together 27,120, but we have only 16. Out of 27,120, he is eligible for 18,960. Then this proportion is for Josh and this proportion is for Krish. That's how you can get it. So 16,000 into 18,960 divided by 27,120, the final answer is 11,186. And in the case of Krish, we have only 16,000. Out of this, for overall interest payment of 27,120, his share is 8,160 to that extent. So 8,160 divided by 27,120, the final answer is, so 16,000 into 8,000, 16,000 into 8,160 divided by 27,120. The value will be 4,814. So if you sum that, this will be equivalent to 16,000. This is one way, or simply in the case of insufficient profit, you can distribute using the capital ratio. What is that? Capital ratio. What is called capital ratio? Here the capital of Joe's. To find out the capital ratio, if there is no any additional capital or withdrawal against the drawings, no problem. If there is any withdrawal against capital as well as additional capital, the weighted means capital will be the weighted average cost capital. That weighted average capital will be calculated this way. Capital of Joe's. Capital of Joe's is 1,58,000 for the entire year, for the full year. In the case of Krish, the capital being 60,000, this is for one full year. For Krish, 60,000 for 1 year and 16,000 is for 6 months, otherwise 6 by 12 is equal to 60,000, and this will be 8,068,000. So the overall weighted capital for the entire firm is 1,58,000 plus 68,000, 2,26,000. Now this is the capital ratio. In this ratio I am going to distribute, you will get the same way. Otherwise in otherwise case, for Joe's, whatever the profit available, that profit will be distributed in their own capital ratio, that too in weighted average capital. Weighted average capital is nothing but when there is an additional capital as well as withdrawal against the capital should be adjusted. After the adjustment, you convert that to the year. If the investment is made in the halfway through, the investment is multiplied with the half. 9th month, only 3 months left over means into 3 by 12. Such a way you multiply and get the average one. That average will be called as weighted average capital. You can take that one here. So Joe's case is 16,000 and capital ratio. his capital is 158 out of the total 158,000, right? I cut the 3 zeros out of the total capital of 226. If you calculate this way, 16,000 into 158 divided by 226, of course your answer is 11,186. You get the same answer. Of course, this is the other way. So we can simply name this way. If the profit is insufficient to pay off the interest on capital, we can simply follow the capital ratio. Here capital ratio, we mean the weighted average capital. Okay. So Joe's case is over. Now Krish. For Krish, the overall profit is 16,000 is distributed in the ratio of their capital. So 158 is to 68, or you can still simplify that 34, and this will be 75 plus 4, 79. 79 is to 34, that's the ratio. So I'm anyhow going to calculate using the calculator. I will take the full value here. So 68 divided by 226, the final value should be definitely 4,814. Let me verify with the calculator too. So 16,000 into 68 divided by 226, I get 4,814. Get the same answer. So both the way you can calculate if the profit is insufficient, right? Copy this.